Hello students, today we will be studying about that how the nuclear fission takes place. Nuclear fission, we talk that it is a breaking of a heavy nuclei into two lighter nuclei. So today we will discuss that how it was explained. It was explained by using a model which is named as liquid drop model of the nucleus, and the liquid drop model of the nucleus explained the process of fission which was proposed by Yukawa, Frenkel, Niels Bohr and John Wheeler. According to that model, if we have a uranium 235, we know that it is spherical in shape. Consider that it is a uranium 235. And then fission, we just bombard a a neutron on it. As we bombard the neutron on it, it causes some changes in this nuclei. The changes which are made are that the shape of this spherical uranium changes somewhat like this. Means a neck type part is developed in this nucleus. These two dumps represent the neck shape of the nucleus. Whenever a fast neutron bombards on this spherical uranium-235, it distorts the shape of this spherical uranium and it forms a whisk-like shape. Means in the middle part of the nucleus there is a bump part which is developed due to this neutron. Now, as we know that it is bombarded, so there is a sense of instability in it. Means this nucleus is not stable. It is in unstable condition. So this wisp which is developed now becomes deeper and it takes the shape as, and the bump which is created more here is like a neck, and it is said that a neck is developed in the nucleus, and finally these are separated in two different parts with the releasement of some neutrons also. So in this model we considered that a uranium as a drop of liquid which is not compressible, means we cannot compress this and we cannot change its shape, but it is considered that it is positively charged and the charge which is present in it has a uniform distribution in it, and it is considered that it has a membrane which surrounds the drop. As we know that the nucleus is surrounded by the various shells. So similarly in this case we have assumed that there is a membrane which surrounds the drop, and in stable state the uranium nucleus, which is considered as a drop of water, is spherical in shape as in the first stage, and as we move further we see that the spherical nucleus is now distorted in the shape. Means in the second stage we see that there is a development of some distortion in it, that is a wisp is developed, but in the furthermore stage that wisp is more deepened and it develops a neck, and finally that neck leads to the formation of the two different particles which are the fission products. So these three scientists explained this process in the same Now we will discuss about chain reaction. Chain reaction is a reaction in which particle which starts the reaction is produced during that reaction, and its production during reaction carries on the reaction for a longer period of time. If we have a uranium and there is a fast moving neutron, bombards the uranium. On its bombardment, there is a releasement of krypton and beryllium with some amount of energy, that is 200 MeV, accompanied with neutrons. These three neutrons are produced during the fission of this uranium. Again, this neutron bombards with a uranium particle, and again it forms krypton, beryllium, 200 MeV energy with the releasement of 3 neutrons. Same process is carried out by this neutron, and same process is carried out by this neutron. Again, 3 neutrons will be produced in both these steps, that is second and third step, and again these 3 neutrons will carry on the chain. So whenever a product or whenever a particle which starts a reaction and is produced during that reaction, due to which that reaction keeps on taking place, is termed as a chain reaction. Means whenever a chain reaction is started once, it will be go on by itself. Means it does not need any medium or any particle to initiate that reaction in the middle if it is started once. The fission of uranium-235 by the means of slow moving neutron is a chain reaction because the reaction is started by neutrons and neutrons are produced in this reaction. So the neutrons which are produced during this reaction initiates the fission of more and more uranium atoms during the process with an unending chain reaction, and whenever there is an unending chain reaction, it makes the liberation of large amount of energy, because we have seen that every step it is going to produce 200 MeV of energy. So whenever it keeps on taking place and at every step it produces 200 MeV energy. So on its large movement it has a large amount of energy which has been produced. To carry out this chain reaction, there is a requirement of the mass of uranium. So the minimum requirement which can support a chain reaction is known as the critical mass. So critical mass is the minimum amount of